Now, y'all all know I literally love my V Rod. I love this bike, especially with all the customizing I've done to it. As you can see, it's fully customized. I've changed almost everything on this bike, but I feel like I could come up with at least 5 things that I hate about my V Rod. Let's do it.
Infinit Ryda.
So I literally just got done filming a video talking about about gas mileage and motorcycles and stuff like that. And the first thing I hate about the V-Rod is the size of the gas tank. This fuel tank is extremely small. I believe it's like 3.25 gallons. If I'm wrong, bam, there it is. It's up on the screen for you. And I completely understand why they put a smaller tank on this bike. This bike was initially designed, in my opinion, I think anyway, I could be wrong on that too. I could be wrong on a lot of stuff. I feel like this bike was originally designed to be like a drag race motorcycle or a performance bike for Harley-Davidson. And when you're building a performance bike, you want to try to make it light by doing certain things to make it lighter. And I guess maybe they made the fuel tank smaller to make it a little bit lighter. Actually, nope, all the way wrong on that. I watched the video on the design and making of the V-Rod. The reason the fuel tank is so small is because of where they had to put it based on this new frame design they designed on this bike. Yep, that's why it's so small. And then in later versions, they figured out how to expand that tank and make it a little bit bigger. So yeah, that's one thing I literally hate about the bike is the size of the fuel tank, because you got to fill up frequently. You got to put gas in this thing quite a bit. The next thing I'm not that fond of is how difficult it is to get parts for this bike. Like, it's extremely tough if you want to customize this motorcycle. There's not a lot of parts, there's not a lot of options, there's not a lot of choices as far as how you can make this bike look. Now, I know this is a muscle cruiser, keyword cruiser, and with it being muscle, it's fast, but I feel like they could have made this bike a little bit more aerodynamic. As far as, for instance, I'm a taller guy, right? I don't know if y'all can see it because it's getting dark out, but maybe we got a little light right here. But you see, my knees are higher than the tank. On a lot of motorcycles, I like to bring my knees into the bike for stability and aerodynamics, kind of tuck my knees against the tank. But on the V-Rod, your knees is in the breeze, literally. Like, you're gonna be catching the breeze on the knees. So yeah, knees in the breeze on a performance bike is not the business. So that's my third thing that I could possibly hate about the V-Rod. Number four, I'll have to say the V-Rod is kind of the Ducati of the Harley-Davidsons. What do I mean by that? The way Ducatis are designed, they make it extremely difficult to get to certain areas to work on your bike and do some stuff. The V-Rod is not ridiculously hard to work on, but it's more difficult to work on than my other Harley, like my Sportster, or than some of the other Harleys I've seen, such as Dynas, or any other big twin bikes, or any other Evo motors, any of those type of bikes. Any other Harley-Davidson seems like it's a wee bit easier to work on than the V-Rod. I could be completely wrong. Comment down below if you have a nightmare Harley that's hard as hell to work on. Let me know about it. I want to know so that way I don't end up purchasing it. Like down the line when I'm up there looking for new bikes, I don't want to buy no nightmare to work on. Number 5 is something that the V-Rod couldn't help. It's not your fault, V. It's none of your brothers, your sisters, your nephews, uncles, cousins, it's none of y'all's fault. But Harley discontinued them. When Harley discontinued them, they don't make parts for them no more, which was my number 2 thing that I didn't like, but it just kind of sucks to have a motorcycle that you got to scrounge for and like search and look for stuff, even for maintenance stuff. Like, you've got to be on eBay. So if you see parts for your V-Rod, even if it's a part you don't necessarily need, if you see it and it's a good price, you might want to buy that shit, because there's no telling if you're going to be able to find that part in the future ever again, any of that, because you just might not. So I really hate that they discontinued the V-Rod. I also am not a fan of the fact that I can't really customize the bars too much. There's not a lot of options for bars, but all in all, oh, there we go. Lights flashing, lights flashing. All in all, it's hard for me to find stuff I don't like about this bike. I love my V-Rod. Out of any type of cruisers that's a power cruiser, because I've ridden the M109s, I've ridden quite a few power cruisers. The what was that other bike Harley had? The FDR, dang it, I can't think of it. I put it on the screen, or a picture of it. My mind is blank right now, but the FXDR. There was another power cruiser they came out with. I think they were trying to replace the V-Rod. I was not a fan of that bike at all. I don't know if it was the seating position or whatnot, but out of all the power cruisers, I'm gonna have to say that this one is probably one of my favorites. It's still maneuverable because I got that 180 in the rear. I ain't got the big 240 version. The 240 version, I'm not as amped about. Like, I'm not as big of a fan of it. I like it still, but I like the one with the 180 tire a lot better because it's more like flickable. You can like throw that thing in a corner if you want. Throw that thing in a circle. Throw that thing. All right, let me quit tripping. I'll check y'all out in that next one. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, you need to go ahead and hit that button. You know, help your boy's channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. That's what's gonna motivate me to keep popping these videos out. I need y'all to get us a thumbs up. I need y'all to share the content, and I need y'all to comment something. I don't know what. I mean, I heard that's something with the YouTube algorithm, commenting and shit like that. But all right, I'll check y'all out later. Deuces, love y'all.